All right, guys. So today, again, we're going to be programming the color sorter that we built. So I hope you guys are all in MakeCode. Let's go ahead and change the name of this file to something that we can remember. So just color sorter. And if you have the other color sorter that we made saved as color sorter, then just name it like color sorter version 2 or something like that. So it's a little bit different. All right. So I mentioned that this program is going to be a little longer than usual, and mainly just kind of because of what we want to kind of include in the program. So what we want to make the color sorter do is we want to make it, like, again, short colors, but we kind of want to make it to be a little bit more advanced. So what I imagine that we could make it do is we can make it we can set it to have a certain amount of objects or the little palette. So you guys made these, right? The little tabs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was thinking we can make a program that we can maybe click a button on our EV3, and then we can set the amount of palettes or little tablets that we have, and then the program will only run that certain amount of time. So if we tell the robot that we have 3 of these, then it's only going to run 3 times. Because if we just put it in a loop, it's going to continuously run. And if we don't have any more colors, then it's just not going to do anything, right? So I was thinking we could do that. And again, it's going to sort colors. So it's going to use the color sensor, detect which color we see, and then it's going to use the medium motor, spin it up, and then it's going to drop down into our cup or plate or just on the ground, right? And I think we also have an ultrasonic sensor on here, so we can also detect if we have an object in front of the robot as well.
That's useful for
All right.
calibration.
What was that?
Logan, what'd you say?
All right. So today I think we're going to use functions, and that's just to kind of keep our code a little cleaner, so we're not just having a really long list of our entire program. So you guys have used the function tool, right?
Yeah.
So basically, if you guys are familiar with the regular EV3, it's like a my block, and it just allows you to put code into a block and then use that block in other places. So you don't have to retype that entire program again. You could just use that same block. So if you guys click on the little advanced tab and you go to functions, you'll see that button that says make a function, right? So I think we're going to start off by making a function.
That's just showing.
Do not close it. Every time you close it.
So I'm going to click on where it says make a function, and I'm going to just title this one object count. So this is going to be the program that's going to count or tell us how many objects we have. And then I'll just press OK. And now when I go back to functions, I should see a block now. And now I can call that function. So that way, if I make a block with a certain function, and I think okay, there it is. If I put any code inside this block, it should, I should be able to use it in other places in my program. That way I don't have to retype everything. So that's what we're going to do. So we said that we're going to make a program, a real quick program, to be able to tell us how many objects we have, or how many of these little palettes or tablets that we have. So if we click a button on our EV3, we should be able to change the number to tell the robot how many of the little tablets we have. So we're going to do that. And first of all, I'm actually going to delete my on start block because we're going to use the forever loop. And we're also going to be using functions. So for this first function, we want to, again, have our object or our EV3 show a number of how many little tablets that we have, right? And how many, let's see, if you guys look on the left, you can see all the buttons, right? So if we wanted to go up in a number, we would probably use like the right button or the up button, right? So I think I'm going to use those. So first I'm going to go to loops, and I'm going to get a while loop.
Excuse me?
Yep.
I still haven't connected to the Bluetooth. I still haven't connected the EV3, so
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. And it might be easier to just plug it in instead of using Bluetooth. I'm not really sure how the whole
yeah,
Bluetooth
but
thing
the
works.
thing is, I can't find the adapter that will.
Oh, oh yeah,
Well,
that's right. You said that before. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, try to do it through Bluetooth. If that doesn't work, then
I
just copy down the program, and when you are able to find your adapter, then you can just upload it.
yeah, okay,
Yep.
yes.
All right. And so this program might be a little bit easier to explain it after I've showed you guys what to put in. But first, we're gonna take out a not block from logic. So go into logic. We're gonna take out the not block, and we're gonna put it into the while loop.
I remember seeing it in the EV3 bins, but
Didn't come with us on the trip. It's not an EV3 bin.
And then I'll go back to the brick tab, so the first one, and I'll take out the button enter is pressed. So it's this little block here. And I'll put that in the not block. And I'm not gonna change the button because I like it as the middle button.
well,
You still
not
trying the
button
EV3?
enter
Why
is
couldn't the Bluetooth
pressed.
connect it, honey? We need to try
So what this is saying is while our middle button or the enter button isn't pressed, then it's gonna do something inside this program. And so what we wanted to do is we wanted to display our value or how many objects that we're telling it that we need or how many objects that we have in the machine.
Well,
So
not
let's go ahead and put that into the while block.
Can you turn this off?
So first, let's actually clear the screen. So let's go into the brick tab and take out a clear screen block all the way at the bottom. And we're gonna put that here at the top. So again, this is a while loop, so it's going to be running many, many times until this is not true. So until we press this button, this loop is going to run. And every time it runs, it's going to first clear the screen. And so the next thing that it's going to do, it's going to show us how many objects that we
it'll
have.
take a while to
So let's
boot
go back into the brick tab
the
and let's go all the way down to where it says show value, to the show value block, and that's going to go under the clear screen block.
Once this pops on, hope we can connect this way.
So now in the show value block, we're going to type in object count. And so this is, of course, going to show us how many objects that we're setting it to. Now we also need to put a value in here. And so this number can also change because we can turn it up or we can turn it down, right? So we want to be able to change that number. So in order to change a number, we have to use, what do you think we have to use?
A variable.
Exactly. So you have to use a variable in order to manipulate the number. So let's go into the variable tab and I'm going to make a variable. And you can name it whatever you want, but I'm going to just call mine object because that's going to show us how many objects we have. So I'm just going to call it object. And then I'll press OK. And now it should give us some blocks that we can use. So now I'm just going to take out the first block, the one that's kind of curved that just says object. And I'll put that into our little number area after the show value block. So now it's going to show us this variable. And we can also manipulate the variable. We can make it higher or lower depending on how many little tablets that we have inside our robot. Now we should also do two other things real quick. So we're going to put this function block aside real quick. And so in order to have this function in our actual program, because right now this is just a block on its own, we have to actually put the function block into our forever loop in here. So I'm going to go to the functions tab. And then I'll just take out the one that says call function, and it should say your function here, since we only have one. And I'll just take that out and put it in our forever block. So now whatever we have in this program is going to play inside our forever block. So now the program is like actually kind of activated. And you can see that here on the left. Right now it's showing our object count, which is what we told it to do. And now the program, we can see the program is working. And so what I also want to do is I want to set this variable every time we start the program. I want to set this variable to 0. So I'm going to go back into the variables tab and I'll take out the second block, the one that says set object, and I'll just put that on top here. And I'm not even going to change it. It's perfect the way it is. So it says set object to 0, and that's what we want. We want this to be 0 every time we start the program.
But Coach Aid,
Yep.
you wouldn't set object to 0 forever because you're setting it to 0 forever.
So it's in the forever loop, but remember, we're going to be adding more code. So this is just setting it to 0 every time the program runs again. So this is the forever loop. So we can play this program a million times. Every time the program starts, it's going to be 0. But everything after this, we can then change the number. So it's not going to be like it's 0 all the time, if that makes sense. It's just going to be 0 when the program starts from the top, since this is a loop. And I'll show you kind of why this is important, because this block is important when we want to run this program multiple times without turning the robot off.
Excuse me?
Yep.
What would the show value object count equals object at line 1 be in the real EV3 programming language that isn't MakeCode? I think would it be?
It's not a show value block. It's a, I don't remember the exact block, but it's like a text block.
It's
a display. Yeah, something like that.
Wait, show
but I
value.
think they only have one text block in the actual EV3. I don't remember.
Right.
Yep. And I'm also going to kind of center my text, because you guys know I kind of like to center the text. So I'll put some spaces in front of my text, and I'll also change the line to 6. I'll add like one more space. I think that's good. All right. So next, we want to actually be able to change our object variable, right? So we want to use our buttons to do that. So we want to be able to turn the number up, and we want to also be able to turn the number down, right? So to do that, we want to use one of the brick blocks. So let's go into the brick tab, and we're going to use the on button enter pressed block. So this second block here. And we're actually going to use 2 of these because we want to be able to turn our number up and to turn our number down. So we're going to take out this block. And we're actually going to take out another one, so you can copy that one or just grab it out again. So we want 2 of these blocks. And we want one to be the right and the right button, and the one to be the left button. So I'm going to change these 2 from enter. So I'm going to just click on the first one, and I'm going to click on the right button. And now it says right. And then on the second one, I'm going to click on the left button. And let me know if you guys having any difficulties or anything like that.
I'm definitely having difficulties because
Oh, is that with your USB or with the program?
With the program, because
Okay.
Because basically I can't really see your screen and do the EV3 at the same time, so it's really hard to follow along.
Wait, my screen and your EV3?
Yeah, like the EV3 programming language, I have to.
Oh, so you're not programming in MakeCode?
No, I'm programming with the actual EV3 programming language, like the kinds you download.
Oh, we're using MakeCode right now.
No, it's because I know it well.
Okay. Yeah, if you want
and everything's
to, that's
pretty
fine,
much
but,
the same.
okay, yeah, if you want to, that's fine, but we're just gonna be using this one.
I know, I can translate it pretty well.
Okay, yep, that's fine. All right. So now we have these 2 blocks here, and what we want these blocks to do is we want this block, every time we press the right button, we want the value to increase. So you want this object number to go up by 1 every time we press the right button. And then every time we press the left button, we want this number to go down. And you can also, if you want, you can use the up and down buttons. I'm just using the right and left.
Show value object count at object line 6.
So to do that, we're gonna use kind of like a little counter program. And so we're gonna first go into variables, And we're gonna take out the set variable block or the set object block since our variable name is object. And we'll take that out and we'll put it into our first little on button block.
Shouldn't it be a change object? Change object by 1 and then change object by -1?
Yeah, you can do that, but it's really the same. I kind of like to visually see that I'm adding one or subtracting one.
So are you
Because
gonna,
like, what if you wanted to multiply your numbers? The change value doesn't really do that.
are you
But
gonna,
yeah, that works as well. What was that?
are you gonna do set object to object plus 1?
Yeah. All right. So then I'm gonna go and grab a math block since we want to go up by 1. So I'll go to math and I'll take out the first block here. And make sure you take out the one that says plus in the middle. So now we want to add what our object was before, the variable, and then we want to add 1 to it since we want to go up by 1. So this second number here is going to be 1. And the first number here is actually going to be our variable itself. So we're going to go back into variables. We'll take out the first variable and we'll put it into our math block. So now every time we press the right button, the object variable should go up by 1. And we can try that in MakeCode. So if you guys look on the left, you can see the simulator. If I press the right button, it goes up by 1. So now it's 1. And if I press it again, it goes up to 2, and 3, 4, and it goes up and so on. So now we can set how many objects that we have. So if we have, I don't know, 5 of these little pallets, we can set it up to 5. And that way we can tell our robot knows that we have 5 of those objects. And that way it's only going to run 5 times and not forever. Yep.
I only have 4 tablets made for my EV3.
Yeah, I used a 5 as an example, but I actually went ahead and made the rest. Like I think in the instructions, they only let you make like 4 or something like that. But I went ahead and used the rest that I had, and I made like doubles of some like that. And I used the black one too.
I made 6.
Yeah, so as many as you want to make. This is just so we can set our numbers since we kind of all have different amounts.
Well, I mean, the thing where you actually put in those little tablets can only hold 6 max.
Okay, yeah, but sometimes if you, let's say you wanted to put like 4 or 2, you can set it to 2 with this program.
I mean, like, if we had, like, actual Legos with this, like the thin ones, this would be really helpful if you want to sort them out.
Yeah, definitely.
Like,
And I mean, I'm not sure if it works with it, but definitely try it with some other stuff. Maybe you can sort Legos with this, and that would be really, really helpful. And if you guys wanted to kind of get more creative, I think Karthik said it only holds 6, but you can add more beams and make it hold even more. So that'd be cool.
And a cool thing is that the LCR that we made, the Lego Sweeper robot, if we combined this mechanism onto that.
Oh wow, that'd be
cool.
That'd be crazy. I'm not sure if we have enough pieces for that, but that would definitely be interesting.
You need 2 EV3 bricks and 2 cables.
You probably would.
Yeah.
Because I think we used all of our ports and motors last time.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we have a program that goes up, but if we press the left button, it does exactly nothing. And that's just because we don't have anything inside the program. So we can actually copy this block, so Control-C, Control-V, and put it into this one. Or I'll show you guys how to do it the long way if you don't want to copy it. To recreate this, we'll just go back into variable. We'll take out the set object block. Then we'll go into math. And this time we'll take out the second block. We want to subtract now our number. We don't want to add. So we'll take out the subtraction block and we'll put it into our set variable block or a set object block. Then we'll go back into variables and we'll take out the first block, the object block, and we'll put it into our first slot for the math block. And then our second number will be also 1. Now it's going to subtract 1.
I thought you were going to add -1.
What was that?
I thought you were going to add -1.
I mean, it's the same thing, but I mean, why make things more complex than it needs to be? Like, if I'm trying to look over my program, I don't really want to see. I don't know about you, but I don't really want to see plus minus one. It's just simpler to put minus one, right?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So now, if we download our program or even just use the MakeCode simulator, now if we press the little plus button or the right button, it should go up. And when we press the left button, it should go down. And let me know if that works for you guys, and then we can continue to the actual bulk of the program.
Oh, I never realized MakeCode has a search option.
Yeah, you can search for a specific block if you want.
Wild. Okay, I'm gonna try downloading this.
Yep, try downloading it and tell me if it works. So it should just go up, the number should go up, and then it should also go down when you press the left button.
That works pretty well.
It works so well.
Except I want
Awesome.
except for I have two things I want to add.
Mhm.
First of all, it goes into the negative.
Yeah, it does go into negative. You can make I guess you can make a program to say if it goes below 0, then just make it 1. But yeah, that's too much work. Not too much work. It's just kind of unnecessary. I mean, it's not going to run with a negative number.
I'm gonna actually make it play a tone because
Mhm.
you know why not?
Yeah, get creative. All right. So I'm going to keep mine like this. I think it's good like this. But now let's actually get into the long part. So this was nothing. We're actually going to make a really, really long program right now. And that's going to be the actual sorter. So let's go ahead and do that. And now we're going to use another function because we don't want to put all of our code together. So let's go into the function tab again. And now we're going to make another function. And again, let me know if your programs aren't working or something's wrong. So I'm going to click make a function. Yep.
Can I call this the sorter itself?
What was that?
Can I call this whatever I want?
Of course, yeah. Call anything whatever you want. I mean, it's not going to affect how the program runs. It'll just affect like when you come back and look and your understanding of like what's going on. All right, so I'm going to just call this one like main program. I don't know what else, or sorter program. That makes more sense.
I just called it the sorter itself.
Yeah. So I'm just going to call mine sorter. And I might not even put program. So I'll keep it like Karthik. So I'll just put sorter. And then I'll just press OK. And now I should see another function block for my sorter. So I have that function now. And I'm just gonna drag all of this to the right because I'm done programming that. We know it works. And I'll put my sorter block right here in the middle so I can kind of see it a little bit better. All right. And so after we run this program, because remember, the only thing that's really running is this left loop right here. So this is the actual program. Everything else is just stuff we're putting into the program. This is what's actually going to happen. So after this program runs, after we decide how many objects we have, we want to clear the screen first of all, and then we want to run this function. Because our main actual program is not going to be that long. It's just going to be like a couple of blocks. But everything in it, it's going to be much longer, as you can already see. So first we're going to clear the screen. So let's go into the brick tab and go to the second to last block, so the clear screen block, and we'll put that down here. And now we want to actually, and we're going to take out the call function block. So the second one for me. All right. So now let's get into the real program. So I mentioned that the reason that we made this program on the left was to be able to tell the robot how many little tablets that we have, right? So now that in the program, so now we're here in the program. So it's already set the object to a value of 0, and it's done this entire program. So we've selected how many tablets we have. And I should mention, when you're done selecting how many tablets you have, you press the enter button or the middle button, and then it'll move on to the next stuff. So that's how you move on in the program. So now that we've established that, now we want to take how many objects we have, and that's how many times we're going to run our actual program. So does anybody know a specific block or a specific loop that we can use for that?
Maybe a repeat loop and then put
Repeat.
an object inside of it.
Exactly. So we're going to use a repeat loop. See, you guys are doing great. So let's go into the loop tab, and we're going to use the repeat block. And it's really good to kind of like visualize like what block you can use for a certain task. So we're going to take out the repeat block and put it in the function block. And so we're going to repeat it the same amount of times that we have an object. So we're going to go into the variables tab, and we're going to take out the first block, the object block, since that's the only variable we have yet. And so that's how many times we are going to repeat this block. So if you guys see on the simulator, if I turn this number to 4, and then I press the enter button, now it's going to repeat this program 4 times, which is what we want, because we're telling it we have 4 objects.
Didn't it clear the screen since you told it to clear the screen?
Yeah, it cleared the screen, but since we don't have like pretty much anything inside our function sorter, our sorter function block, then it's just going to go right back to the top, and it's going to make the variable 0. So that's why it cleared and turned to 0, because we don't have any of the real code yet. Once we add that stuff, it'll just be a blank screen. Yep.
Shouldn't you use a button block so then it would work?
A button block for what?
The button block for sorter, because you don't have a block for that function.
A button block? What do you? A button block
So,
like on the EV3?
Yeah. If you go into break, you could bring out a button block, and then if you press any button that you say to have it be pressed, then it would do the program.
So we already have that. So look on this function here. So it says while the middle button is not pressed. And then while it's not pressed, it's going to have us be able to manipulate the object. So once we press the middle button, it clears the screen, and then it moves on to this. So we already have that. It's the middle button.
Okay.
But good
Now
eye.
I
So
get
that's
it.
kind of, yeah, that's something that we want to add, but it's already there. Yeah.
All right.
All right. So now we actually want to make another variable, and I'll explain why we're using it later, a little bit later, because it's kind of hard to see. So let's go into the variables tab, and we're going to make a variable called check or checker, whatever you want to call it. But it's basically going to check whether or not we've scanned an object, right? So I'm going to click on make variable, and I'm going to just title mine check. All right. And we always want to, it's always a good habit to set your variables, because the default is if you don't take out the set variable block, it's 0, but it's always good to kind of know that it's going to be 0, especially if you're running your program multiple times or if you have it in a loop. So I'm going to take out the set check block. And in this case, it's actually really important for a couple of reasons. And I'm going to set this number to 0. I'll keep it as 0. Now this next portion of the program is going to be checking what color our object is, and it's actually going to be telling us what color it is. And if you guys go into the music tab, you can play a sound effect, and you can play a certain, like you can make it say yellow or blue or something like that. So that's what this next portion is going to be. So now we're going to take out actually a while block or while loop. So let's go into the loop tab and go to the while loop. And we're going to take that out and put it after our set check to 0 block. All right, so now we have to put like a little condition inside this while loop. And so the condition that I'm going to make is while the check variable is equal to 0, it's going to do everything inside this program. And I'll explain why that's important. So let's first put it. So I'm going to first go to logic, and I'll go to the comparison block. So I'm going to take out the first one with the equal sign, and I'll put it in the while loop. And then I'll go back to the variable tab, and I'll take out the check variable, so the first one for me. And then I'm going to make it equal to 0. I'll keep it to 0. So now, as long as this variable is equal to 0, this program, this while loop is going to run forever. So once this variable is equal to 1, it's going to stop. All right, and you're probably wondering how this variable is going to get to be equal to 1. And it's going to be equal to 1 once it's scanned an object. So we're going to make that program now. So we're going to take out, we're going to go to logic, and this is going to be the longest portion of the program. So we're going to go get an if statement, and you can grab the first one or the second one, and it really doesn't matter because we can like add the little plus buttons. But I'm going to take out the first one, and I'm going to put it in the while loop. So now we can add programs for all of our colors. So I think I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, I have 5, I think. Yeah, 5 with black. But I'll do the 4 since I know all of you guys haven't made the black one. So we want to first scan our color, and then we want to do a couple other things after that. So let's first make a program for the first one. So we're going to go into sensors, and we're going to go all the way down to the color sensor tab. And we're going to take out this block, so the third one down. So we're going to take out the is color sensor 3 detected. And I'm going to put that in my if statement here. You might have to move some of your code more to the right. So now this is saying if the color detected is blue, and make sure you have your color sensor plugged into port 3. So it's saying if it's plugged into, sorry, not if it's plugged in, if it detects the blue, if it detects the color blue, it's going to do something. So now we have to make it do that something. So the first thing I wanted to do is I wanted it to play the sound. So it's going to tell us that it's selected or it's detected blue. So I'm going to go into the music tab, and I'll take out just the first block, the play sound effect block. And I'll put that in my if statement.
I'm having a lot of trouble, so could I share my screen?
Yeah, what are you having trouble with?
It's just I can't keep up with, I can't do the program fast enough to.
You think it might be easier if you try it in MakeCode, and then maybe if you wanted to copy it later into EV3?
But still, even then it would be,
So he's asking you to use MakeCode, but you don't have it, right?
sorry.
You don't need to download it. It's online.
Okay, let me see what you're talking about real quick.
Whoa.
Here it is. So basically, I've got all these different things around. Goodbye. But I'm still, label text is basically not, block name is your is the first function you added.
Okay.
Label text is the second, and check is get rid of check. and then check is the variable.
Mhm.
Like repeat check, like I'm having trouble just keeping up.
Okay. Let me actually look at the program. I don't know it off the top of my head. So
What software is this? It looks so much like Scratch.
It's basically the
Yeah.
programming software that you use that Lego has designed for EV3. It's like the software that is actually used for EV3, but you have to download it, but it's what Lego designed for EV3.
okay, interesting, because the one I know is the Lego Mindstorms software, and it's not this. I'm not really-
They have a new Lego Mindstorm software.
Oh, really? Okay.
Mindstorms right here.
Yeah,
Okay,
Mindstorm
interesting.
Home. That is
I've
right.
never used this. So inside the repeat block, we have first a set variable block. So it's gonna set the check variable
Set
block
which
to 0.
variable,
The check.
A or check?
Check.
Oh, set check to
Yeah.
what?
0. Just keep it 0. Yeah.
Okay,
And
yeah.
then we have a while loop.
While
Look, that is basically Scratch.
repeat until.
No, while. Does the software have a while loop?
Repeat
Uh,
until the same thing.
Repeat until is pretty much while,
Oh, okay.
but
I thought you said like a repeat block.
no, it's repeat
yeah, so it's
until.
the same,
Yeah. Wow.
So it's gonna repeat until well, see, that's really not the same though, because that one is repeating until something is true. My block is doing something while it's true.
Ooh,
So
oops.
they're
Well,
actually
then
complete opposites. But if do you have a not block?
yes, I have a not block.
Exactly.
that
So you
inside
can use that and then put it inside the repeat until, and then
Yeah.
do you have a math block and equals to?
Yes, I have an equals to block. Where
It
is
might
it?
not be in math. It might be in like a logic tab. Yeah.
Right there.
Yep. So now in the first section, put your check variable,
Okay.
and then you're gonna make it equal to 0.
This is
Or you
some
can actually-
really complex stuff just to
You
sort
can actually
out.
say that might be a little complex. You can actually take out the not and then just make check equal to 1. So repeat until it's equal to 1 instead of while it's not equal to 0.
Okay, yeah, and
But
then
this is only for him, guys. So don't change your number to 1. Yeah. So then make that number 1. And hold on a second, guys.
wait. Oh wait. Okay, yeah. What?
Okay, make it check. So repeat until check is equal to 1.
Equal to 1.
Yep. And then inside that, you're going to take out an if statement.
If. Oh wait. If. What would if be under?
Let's see.
When. There's when.
No.
It would
Try, let me see control. Try control, yeah.
if.
Yeah,
is it-
there it is. You see the if, then.
Oh yeah, there it is. If then or just if?
You see, try taking it out. Can you like grow the block? Can you make it bigger?
else.
Yes. I can.
No, not like that. I mean, like, can you like actually make it like, do you have an if else?
Yes.
Try to.
I do. Here's the if else.
I mean, sorry, not if else. Else if.
Else if? No.
Yeah, like, okay, go down. You might just have to add a bunch of if statements. Yeah, you're just gonna have to add a bunch of if statements. All right, so take out the first block. Yep, that one.
But I do have if then else.
Yeah, that one is not gonna work with this.
If.
You need an else if.
Yeah, or you could just use a bunch of if statements. So take that one out and put it inside the repeat until loop. So when we use an else if statement, you're just gonna take out more of these, basically.
Okay. 2 of them?
All right. Well, no. So take that one out, and it's not going to go inside of each other. It's going to go after the
Oh.
first one.
Well, yeah, I've got them after each other now.
Yeah,
what?
but we only have one right now, so I'm just gonna give you the code for that one. So inside the first if statement we have if we detect the color blue, if you have a block like that,
Yeah, I do.
color sensor. Yep.
Sensor through detected lights. Color. If color is blue.
Yep. Then right now we just have a play sound block, and I don't think I've even told you guys where to look for it. But we're gonna play the sound that we're gonna play a sound that says blue. So the robot's gonna say blue.
Okay, yeah, I have that.
Yep. And that's where we are up till now.
Oh, it went up. It went up. Girl, up. No, I mean, like down. I saw the thing, dude. I saw it at the beginning. The color blue.
Wait, it was?
Yeah, it was at the beginning. Yeah, go down.
It's blue. Play sound colors blue until done, and then.
Yeah. So that's where we are until now.
Okay. And then is there any way to like share a screen onto one of the micro thingies that's here?
You can actually share two
No.
at the same time. You can like switch between them in the view options.
Where are the view options?
On the top, like the top where it says Zoom meeting, and you can X out in the middle.
The middle?
How do I explain it?
Here.
Well, did that kind of like answer what you were looking for?
Yes, but here. I just minused. Oh wait, new share.
Wait, just stop sharing.
Yeah. Can you?
I'll add it on your screen.
I'll stop sharing. New share. No, I don't want to share. Oh, stop share. Okay, I'm not sharing anymore.
Screen. Okay. All right, on the top. Okay, I can't explain. I don't know how to get back to Zoom while being in.
What are you guys trying to do?
The top that's like has a plus, minus, and spread.
No, like okay. On the top, like on the very top.
Oh wait. Oh, tile window to left of screen. Yes, I've got this.
What the?
What are you guys trying to do?
I found it. I found what I needed. Perfect.
Okay. Okay. Let's continue. All right. So where were we?
Else if.
No, we weren't in else if. We were in the first if statement, and we're playing the sound. All right. So we're playing the sound, and I still have mine on a cat purring, but we want to change that. Sorry. So I'm going to go into the colors tab, and I want to have it say blue. So I'm just going to click on where it says blue. So now every time it detects a blue tablet, it's going to say blue.
Wait, so we can set the. Oh yeah, I forgot I have the noises.
So now, yeah, I'm going to do two more things in this block, and we're going to do those same three things in every block. So the first thing I'm going to do is going to make another variable. So we're using 3 whole variables in this program, which is, I think, the most we've ever used. So let's go back into the variable block. And I'm going to make a new variable called movement. So this is going to set the amount of rotations. So I think we watched some of Mr. Hino's video Tuesday, and he had his move to different cups or different places, right? So we want ours to do that. And since it only moves in one direction, we want it to move a different amount of rotations every time it goes to a certain color or a certain cup or area that you're going to put the color, right? Because we don't want to dump all the colors in one place. So we're going to make a variable called movement, and we're just going to press OK.
What's the point of a color server if it dumps the colors in one place?
Yeah, exactly. There's no point. All right. So now that I've made that third variable, movement, we're going to first set that variable. So I'm going to take out the set variable block and put it under my sound effect block. And this time we're actually going to change. Mine still it says set check, but we don't want it to set the check variable. We want it to set the movement variable. So I'm going to click on the drop down and click on movement. So make sure it says movement.
Oh, that worked.
And we're gonna probably play around with these numbers, but for now, for the blue, for color blue, I'm just gonna put 0.5. So it's gonna move 0.5 rotations. And this isn't really moving the actual robot. It's just setting a variable. We're gonna make the movement later with our like move steering blocks. All right. So next thing that we will also want to do is we want to set our check variable to equal to be 1. So what this is going to do is it's now that the check variable is equal to 1, it's going to exit out of this loop, this while loop that we have. So let's first go into the variables tab. That might not make too much sense, but let's go into the variables tab and take out another set variable block. And I'm just going to actually keep it like this. I'm just going to change the number. So mine says set check, and I'm going to make it 1. Set check to 1.
Then it's going to stop running the while loop.
Exactly. So it's going to keep on running this while loop, but then once it detects a color, and we're actually going to put this same program in each of our color blocks. So once it sets a color or detects a color, it's going to set that check variable equal to 1, and then it's going to exit out of this loop because this loop only runs when the check variable is equal to 0. Once it's equal to 1, it's not going to run anymore. And then we can move on to actually moving our robot, because while all of this is happening, our robot is staying stationary. It's not moving. So then we can tell our robot to move for this amount of rotations, and then we can make it use the medium motor to push the little, I don't even know what you call it, the little tablet out. All right. So now we've done one color, but now we have to do this 4 more times. And to do that, we're just going to press the plus button first 2 more times. You want it to say else if, so not just else. So you want it to say this, else if.
So we're going to add 3 more else if loops.
Pretty much. Yeah, 3 else if loops. The first one is an if.
Okay, so I'm just going to add 4 right now.
So the first thing you're going to do again is you're going to use this same is color sensor detected block, and you can copy it, but I'll show you how to do it the long way if you want. So go to the sensors and go to the color sensor tab, and then take out this block. So there is color sensor detected. And now we're going to change it to another color. So I'm going to do yellow next.
Brown, green.
So basically we have the program, but we need to modify the numbers and add more else if.
Yeah.
Excuse
So
me.
the rest of this, I'm just going to copy it because it's too much to just drag and drop. So right now, what we're going to put in the yellow section is going to be the exact same in the blue section. It's just going to be a couple of changes that we're going to make. So I'm just going to click on this first play sound effect block, and I'll just press Control C to copy, and then Control V.
White, blue, yep.
I don't think it doesn't copy everything. I think it's because it's in the if block. But anyway, we're just going to copy this same thing in here. So I'm just going to copy this second block now, and then the third block.
Coach,
Now we have the exact same. Yep.
I have an idea. What about just after this? Could you I still can't really follow
Green.
along,
So
but
okay, so so you're not going to use an else if block because I didn't see one in your program, in that program that you're using. So
I know,
you're
it's
just
just,
going to take out another if statement and then do the exact same thing that you did in the
I
first
know.
one.
Just what about like after this? Could you show me how to do it, because I still can't keep up.
Yeah. So which part are you stuck at? So have you taken now?
I'm stuck at right after what you did, because right after what you showed me.
Okay. So have you added the 2 blocks after this? So these are just set variable
Set
blocks.
movement to.
Yeah, we made, after I showed you that stuff, we made a new variable called the movement.
Okay,
and
I'll
then-
make that variable.
Yeah, in this first if statement, I set it to 0.5.
After this, are we gonna have like a run large or like steer motors?
Yeah, but I found that the steer motor block doesn't work since both of the motors are turned in 2 directions. If you use the steer
M2.
motor block, they're gonna move in the same direction, and it's gonna make them
Not
it's
move
just
at
gonna
all.
not work. It's not gonna move. So we're gonna use a tank motor block.
Oh.
Make them have 2 different speeds, to move in the same direction, if that makes sense. All right, so now we have our yellow, and we want to change two things. First, we want to change our movement because we don't want it to still be 0.5, because that's where we're going to drop all the blue blocks. We want it to be higher, so I'm going to just keep it 1. I'm going to go by half a rotation. I'm just going to keep on going up like that. And we also want to change our play sound effect. So if I click it, we don't want it to play blue. Since this is yellow, we want it to play yellow. So I'll just click on yellow.
But shouldn't we make it come back every time it sets check to 1, because it's just gonna keep on moving forward? Let's say.
Well, we haven't actually programmed that yet. So when we get there, we'll make it move forward and come back. But right now it's not moving at all. It's just setting a variable. So when we say set movement, it's not making the robot move. It's just making that variable 1. We actually have to put it in a motor block to make it move. Yeah, so nothing is moving right now. So if you play the program, none of this is going to move. Even after it says blue, it's not going to move yet until we add a block for that.
I think the steer motors are gonna work for me since my motors are facing the same direction.
Oh yeah, I think you were saying that last time, which is kind of weird because they're supposed to face the 2 different directions. But I think partially the instructions were kind of weird like that. But if you have yours faced in the 2 separate directions, you're going to want to use the tank motor. And even if you have yours faced in the same direction, you can still use the tank motor block. You're just not going to make them 2 different values. You're going to make them the same. So you're not going to make one negative and positive. You're going to just make them both positive or both negative.
Oh no, my EV3 brick just turned off because it was set to 30 minutes.
Mine too.
Yeah, same. Mine turned off a while ago. All right, so I'm going to scroll down a little bit. So, yep, we changed the 2 settings, and now we're going to do the same thing. So I'm going to press another, the plus button again, and I want to see that else if, and then I'll copy this first is color detected block, and I'll put it in there, and I will change it to, this time let's do red. And then I'm also going to copy these programs. So I'm going to do these steps a little fast since we've already kind of done it. We're just copying it. So I'm going to copy the exact same blocks that we've used. Nope. So this first block, then the second block to set the movement, then the third block to set our check variable. And the check variable stays the same. So just keep it as 1 on all of our blocks. So now in the red, of course, we're going to change the first block. So we're going to change it to say red. And then for movement, since we're going up by halves, we're going to change it to 1.5, not 15, 1.5. So it's moving to a different area. All right, so we're done with red. And now for our last color, green. So I'll just press the plus again, and then I'll actually press the minus so we don't have that else at the end. So it ends there. And then I'll copy this first block, put it in the else if, and I'm going to change it to green. And then we'll do exactly what we did before, just copying and pasting and changing numbers. So I'll copy the first play sound effect block, then the set movement block, and then the set check block. And now the set movement is going to be 2. And the color, the play sound effect is going to say green instead of red. All right. So I know I kind of went fast on those last couple steps, but let me know when you guys finish doing that, and then we can move on.
Oh, okay. We actually need to set the movement to negative because it's gonna move the opposite direction.
No, not necessarily. Can you think of a way that we can move it without without making the movement negative if we wanted to move it in a different direction?
Negative 10 speed.
Or negative speed. Yeah. So, I mean, to me, it's kind of weird to see rotations as a negative number because, like, if you didn't move for rotations, if you moved for like seconds, if you only wanted your robot to move for like 5 seconds, you can't make your seconds negative. So you may as well just always make your speed negative because that makes more sense if something has negative speed rather than negative rotations, at least to me.
For some reason, I was thinking of using a tank motor block while I was using a steer motor block, and it was like messing up my brain.
Yeah, the tank motor block might be better for this one since we're not actually trying to like make it turn or anything like that. We just want it to move in a certain direction. And it shows us the two individual speeds, which is good. All right, so let me know when you guys are done with this.
Oh, I didn't even make it run the
I
large
finished.
Awesome. Cameron, how about you? Oh, she might not be with us. Oh, okay.
I think.
finished yet.
Okay, yeah. Are you like stuck or something, or are you just still copying and pasting?
I'm just still copying and pasting.
Okay, yep, that's good. So let me know when you're done, and then we can move on. And if you guys need me to move to a certain place, because I know you probably can't see everything, or you might be able to. All right, so that was like the biggest part of the program. The next stuff is just really simple. And then we also have to add something for the ultrasonic sensor, because I don't think we've programmed that yet.
What I was thinking is that with
No.
the ultrasonic sensor, when it comes back, we could make it stop when the ultrasonic sensor's distance is like far away.
So I was thinking we could just make it, because we've already set all the movements, right? So instead of having it come back until the ultrasonic sensor detects something, how about we just make it move back the same amount of rotations that it moved before? So for example, what I mean by that is, let's say for the color red, for example, if we're making it move 1.5 rotations, we're just going to make it move 1.5 rotations back. So it's like it ends at the exact same place it started,
So
if that makes sense.
we can like make the positive speed, and then it would just reverse it.
Yeah, we'll just make the speed, we'll just change the speed when it's coming back.
That makes so much more sense.
But for the ultrasonic sensor, I was thinking we could just have it detect if there's an object in front of it throughout the entire program. And if you guys want, maybe we can make it stop the motors if it detects an object, but that'll probably disrupt the code.
Which might cause an error like last time.
Red.
Or actually, I mean, maybe we can try something. I don't know. We can maybe say that it's going to stop and then it's going to pause until the object is no longer there. I don't know. We can try something.
I mean, that would
Let's actually like get the sorter working first, and then we can worry about the color sensor.
I think they added
Ultrasonic.
I think they added the ultrasonic because like in like those factories, it's like someone comes.
Brown, green.
It might get them hurt, so like we could make it pause and make it say, like have like make it display an image that says stop, and then as soon as it goes, it continues because like.
Yeah, exactly.
Hurt.
So yeah, we can kind of think of this as like if we wanted to put it inside a factory or something like that. We want it to be safe, so we don't want it to like keep on going and hit a human or a worker or something like that.
Oh.
Okay, you're done? Awesome. So let's continue. Let's see. So we've done all the color sensor stuff. So this is the bulk of the program. And now it's basically detecting what color it is. So whether it's any of these 4 colors, it now has 2 pieces of information, or really 1 piece of information. It knows 2 pieces of information. It knows what color it is, and then it also knows how far to move. So each of these are set to a different amount of rotations, or we set the variable movement to different numbers. So now we actually want to carry this out. So to do that, first, I want to put a little pause first, because I don't want it to just immediately go there. So I'll go into loops, and I'll go into the pause. I'll take out a pause button. And this is going to go right here. So it's not going to go after our repeat block. So this is, everything in here is still in the repeat block, if that makes sense. So it's still in the green. So make sure yours looks like that. So it's not going to go like that, not like this. It's going to go in here, in between those 2 loops. And then I'm gonna make it 1,000 milliseconds, which is just 1 second. So I'll just add an extra 0. So it's gonna pause for 1 second. And then now we can make our robot move to our desired location. So the first thing we're gonna do is, I said we're gonna use a tank motor block instead of a steer motor, since we don't want our motors to run in the same direction. So we're gonna go to motors, and we're gonna take out a tank motor block. And this is also gonna go after our pause block. And then I kept my 2 large motors in ports B and C. I don't know about you guys, but I kept it in B and C, so I'm just gonna leave it like that. And for B, I'm gonna make mine -25 power. And then for C, I'm gonna make mine 25 power. And so depending on which motor you have plugged in where, yours might move the way you want it to, or it might move in the opposite direction. So try it out. If it moves in the opposite direction, then just change the 2 numbers. So instead of -25, just make the first one 25, and then make the second one -25. But make sure they're both 2 different numbers. All right. So now we want to add the plus button. And for the amount of rotations, who knows what we're going to put in here? And I think I've mentioned it a couple times. But do you guys remember what we're going to put for the amount of rotations? Because it's going to vary. That's a hint.
Movement?
Yeah, so the movement variable.
Movement.
So it's gonna vary each time. It's gonna vary as long as we have a different color. The amount of movement or the amount of rotations that we're gonna move is gonna be different. So we want a number. We can't put in a number. We can't say like 5, because then it's gonna move 5 every time. We want to take a variable, since variables can vary. So we're gonna go to variables, and we'll take out the second block, the movement variable, and we'll put it into the amount of rotations. So in there. So whatever rotations that we got here, so if it's red and it's 1.5, that's what this number is going to be. If it's green, then it's 2, and that's what this number is going to be. It's going to be 2 rotations. If it's yellow and it's 1, it's going to move 1 rotation. All right. So now in the program, we can't see it, but right now the robot has technically moved to the desired location, depending on what color it is. And it said what color it is, it said it out loud, and it's moved, let's say it's green, and it's moved 2 rotations. So now what do we want it to do? We want it to drop the color, the tablet. And we do that by moving the medium motor. So for this program, every time you start the robot, make sure you have your medium motor pointed down, or the little black beam pointed downward, if that makes sense. Because then it's going to move up, and then that's going to lift the tab to slide out. So now we're going to go to the motors tab, and we'll take out a run large motor, so the first block. And that's going to go under our tank motor block. We're also going to change this to be a medium motor.
And we need to get the rotations right, or who knows what will happen.
Yeah, exactly. So right now it's just going to run forever. That's what this means. It's going to keep on running. So we're going to press the little plus button. And this we can set. So we don't have to use a variable for this, because it's going to be the same every time. It's going to be a constant. It's going to just continuously be a certain amount of rotations to move, to lift, to get to dump the little tablets. So we'll play around with this number, but let's try for now 1 rotation. And I think that should work, because if it's rotating 1 time, it's going to land at the exact same place that it was before, right? So it should come full circle. At least I hope. I'm not really sure how the EV3 rotation system kind of works. All right. So then after this, I want another pause, because I don't want it to just immediately start moving back to where it was. I want it to pause for like 1 second. So then let's go back to the loop tab and take out another pause block. And that's going to go under our run medium motor block. And we'll make this 1 second. So we'll just type in another 0 for the milliseconds. So that's 1,000 milliseconds or 1 second. And then after it pauses, it's now dumped the tablet into its specific location. Now we want it to move back to where it started before. So we're going to take another tank motor block. So we're going to go into motors. We'll take out a tank motor. We'll still keep it B and C, and we'll still press the little plus button, but now we're going to change one thing. We're just going to change the speed. So we're going to still keep it 25, but we're going to change the sign. So the first one's going to be positive now, and then the second one's going to be negative. And that differs from our first tank motor block. The first one was negative, and then the second one was positive. So now it's moving back to its location where it was before. And we're still going to use the movement variable to move it back exactly where it was before. So let's go into variables, and we'll take out the second variable, so the movement variable, and that's going to go in for our rotations. So now it should move right back where it started. All right. So do you guys have all of this down? Because I'm going to move to a different section, and you probably won't be able to see this. So
I have all this program.
Awesome. How about come in and game developer?
I have that.
Good.
Okay. Wait, Kevin, was that a yes or a no?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Let me know if you need to come back there. But anyway, this is pretty much most of our entire program. We just have to add one more thing, but let's try this out first. So let's download this and put it on our robot. Make sure inside this forever loop that we have here, make sure you have it exactly like this. Well, let's download it and see if it works. So remember, when you download it, it's going to show you on the screen. It's going to say object, and then it's going to say a certain amount of, it's going to say 0, first of all. Then you have to click the right button, depending on how many of the little tablets that you have. And then you press the center button, and then it'll run and sort it out. And if you guys want me to, I don't have my phone connected on the Zoom call, but if you guys want me to show my robot, I'll gladly do so. But I'm just going to test it off screen. And let me know if it works for you guys.
It works.
Awesome. So how many colors did you put?
I put 6 tablets and all the colors, and it sorts them out.
Oh, cool. So did you have like double of the same color?
Yeah, like I had 2 reds in one spot, and then like 1 blue, and then 1 green, and then 1 yellow.
Cool. And it said like the color out loud too?
Yeah.
Awesome. My EV3
Could
is still turning on. Yep.
Mine isn't working right. It isn't doing anything.
Okay, so that might be a programming issue, I'm guessing. Do you have everything plugged in right, first of all? Tell me what ports you have for your motors and sensors.
I have my ultrasonic sensor 4, my color sensor 3, and my medium motor is A, and B and C for my large motors.
Okay, so it seems like you have that right. It's probably something like this. So when you make sure you put in the right program first into your EV3. And does it show anything on the screen?
What?
Does
It
it show
does
anything on the?
show. It does show the arrow thing still works, but nothing else happening when it senses a color.
So
It doesn't
when you're
sense a color.
so is your screen still showing object count? Does it still say object count?
Yeah.
Okay, that's your problem. So you have to press the enter button or the middle button to continue the program. And I think you actually brought that up too to start that program. Yeah.
Oh.
You can keep
Shoot.
on flipping up or down until you press, not until you press the middle button will it run.
Okay, I'll try it now.
Yep. Oh.
So Coach Aid,
Yeah.
at the end, after it sorts everything, can I make it like call the function object count again to like
Coach Aid.
over again?
Wait, hold on. Sorry, Karthik, you were saying, can you make it call it again to start again?
Yeah, like can I make it call the function object count again?
So there's actually no need to do that. So it should do it on its own. And that's because if you look on the left, so this is our main program and it's in a forever loop. So after it's sorted, if you have 3 tablets, after it's sorted all 3 of those, it's going to go back to the top and then it's going to cycle all over again. So it should go back again. So it should be a full loop. So it should continuously run until you exit the program.
Okay.
Yep. All right. Yeah, Sid?
Coach Aid,
Yeah.
mine just shot out two tablets.
Awesome. Did it put it in different areas?
No, it just shot 2 of them in the same area just because maybe I didn't position the medium motor right or something.
Oh, okay. So Karthik, did one rotation work for you? Did it take out only one?
Yeah, it took out only one.
Okay, so you might I think I know what you did. You make sure you position your medium motor. Make sure it's pointed downwards. So it only does one. So make sure you have it positioned right when you start it.
It works perfectly now.
Awesome. And something I'm noticing is that I don't think
Aid?
we went up by half a rotation. Yep.
Aid?
Yep. Can you hear me?
I made my own color sorting program.
Awesome. Does it work?
I haven't tested it because I still can't find that smelly adapter.
Oh, okay. Yeah, try it.
But I
Let me know if
assume,
it works. I'm curious what you did different.
I'd assume that it works.
Okay,
So
cool. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, if you guys have something that you would like to make different or change up, definitely, and let me know and like share it.
Oh, at the end, can I share my screen real quick?
Yeah, let's finish this program and then do you mind sharing it at the end?
No, I'll share it at the end.
Okay. Yeah, so I just wanted to say that Right now, it doesn't look like it's going too far for like it doesn't look like it's too different.
Could I
Especially if
show
we
you
don't have
the?
cups or anything. So I think we can change how much we go up by. So we went up by half rotation. So maybe let's go up by 1 rotation if you guys want, or you can keep it like this. It doesn't matter. So I think I'm going to change my blue to 1, my yellow to 2, my red to 3, and my green to 4. So I'm going to go up by 1. And if that's still too small, then I'll go up by 2s. But it worked for everyone, right?
One question.
Yeah.
Could I show you my program?
Okay, yeah. Let me give you guys this one last bit of code, and then we'll be done, and
Okay.
I can help you guys out. So the last thing is we haven't used the ultrasonic sensor, and so I don't know what the intent was when Lego created this model, but I think it's just to sense like objects, like a normal ultrasonic sensor is supposed to do. So I'm just gonna add a quick program to detect and see if we have an object anywhere in our program. So this piece of code should work anywhere in your program, even if your robot isn't moving.
Coach Aid,
Yes.
how about we just copy paste wall avoider into this program so then we don't have to program it again?
Well, there's a couple of things and reasons why we wouldn't do that. Wall avoider detected a wall, and then it turned and moved back. And so that robot could move in 2 directions, right? This robot only moves in 1 direction, so we can't, yeah, it's gonna be hard to, we'd actually probably be doing more work if we brought that in. And this program is really simple. It's like two lines of 2 blocks. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into the sensor tab, and I'll go to ultrasonic sensor, and I'll take out the first block. So the one that says on color ultrasonic sensor 4 detected. And this isn't going in any specific place. This is a loop on itself. And this is going to check our ultrasonic sensor anywhere in the program. So it doesn't matter which function it's in or which step it's in. So all I'm going to have mine do is if it detects an object, it's going to make a noise. I don't want it to stop. And if you want it to stop, you can have it like that. But I'm just going to have mine to make a noise. So
Coach Aid,
yes.
I actually can't. I'm not able to I'm not able to exit my program. It's like my button doesn't work.
Your home button?
Yeah, it's not.
That's weird. It shouldn't be anything to do with the program, because you should be able to exit any time, despite whatever your program says. Try turning it off. I don't know.
That's the problem. Like it doesn't even work.
Then take out the batteries, so it just automatically turns off, and then put it back in.
Okay.
Yep. All right. So in my ultrasonic 4 detected block, I'm gonna just put a sound, or go to the music tab, and I'll play a sound effect. So I'll take out a sound effect, and then I want to make mine say object. So I think that's in information. And I'll go to object. So now it's going to say object. And that's all I want mine to do. I don't want it to stop. But if you guys want to get really, really fancy, we can probably make it stop and then continue when the object is gone. If you guys want to see that, it depends. You guys want to do that? Yes, no? All right. Anyway, yeah. So now it'll say object anytime it detects an object. And now we're making use of the ultrasonic sensor. And yeah, I challenge you guys to kind of,
That's the easiest program for the ultrasonic sensor.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I think it's not even, it detects this at like a couple centimeters too. I don't know exactly how much it is, but it detects it if it's like in front of it. All right, so yeah, this is the program. I know it's kind of long, and we've kind of gone over time, but this will be in MakeCode. The link and the download will be in, sorry, not MakeCode, in Google Classroom, if you guys need to download it or reference it. But yeah, anyway, that was it. I'll stop sharing, and I know 2 of you guys wanted to share your screen to show something. So I think Karthik asked first.
Yeah.
Yep.
So at the bottom, what I actually did is when it stopped, I made it play a bunch of these tones, which sounds like a song.
Ooh, interesting. Can you play it?
Well, so it's like middle C, then middle D, middle E, middle F, and middle G. So it's like it's done.
Cool. So do you play piano by chance?
I do.
Ooh, cool. Yeah, my brother plays piano.
Ooh, nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, I don't play any instruments. I'm not really a music person.
Me neither. Now, can I show you mine?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I forgot.
Okay, yeah. Basically.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah,
I
basically.
definitely see your problem.
My problem?
Yeah. So you have the else block. So I would just recommend you use a bunch of the if blocks. So no else. So the ones that just say if, and then just use a bunch of those. So 4 of those.
Is that going to cause the program to not work right?
This? Okay, let's see. So you have an if.
Or is it just a simpler way to do things?
I mean, looking at it, it should work. So you say if it detects red, and then else.
Cal is basically
yours should
calibrate it
should
based
work.
on what?
It's just not. I said it should work, but it just doesn't look. It looks kind of complex. If you wanted to simplify it down, you would just use a bunch of if statements. But it should work. So try it like that.
Yeah. The thing is, Cal is actually I haven't put in the motor drive coordinates yet because I'm not exactly sure what they are.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as I can find out what the motor drive coordinates are, I'll be able to get everything to work correctly.
So, okay. So I see in your first block you have it move. You have, I think that's your medium motor since it's in port A. You have it move. So I actually didn't put any of my movements in the color blocks.
Can you see this?
Yeah. Ooh, nice.
Basically, this barrier is detected by the infrared sensor, and it will stop it once it gets to a certain position above the barrier. And then here, the red thing, if it stops there, it will, which it calibrated there. Cal is calibrated. If it had stopped there, it would just be able to deposit the red in here without any kind of moving of the wheels. So.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So you can still do that. The reason I didn't put any of my move motor blocks inside any of my color, any of my if statements is because now that you put it into that into the red, now you have to put it in every single color block. Because if you don't, it's not going to do anything if you don't. Does that make sense?
I know
so
that,
you just put it like after and then make a variable. I used movement, so how much it moves. So if you're using red, since it's starting already at red, you can make your variable red.
Recalibrate after each thing, and then just.
You don't have to. You don't necessarily have to make it calibrate after each.
Well, it's simpler.
Color. What was that?
Yeah, simpler.
Okay, you can put it at the top, and it should do it each time it runs. Because remember, this is only all of these if statements. It's only picking one of these.
Is basically
it's only one of your tablet. Your tablet's only going to be one color, right? So it's only doing one of these. So it's kind of, I guess, redundant a little bit to put it in each one. You can just put it at the top, and it should do it.
Oh, true.
Which you did.
True.
So you put it at the top. So you could just take all of those out. It should do it. Yeah.
Yeah, but then after that, it will need to, oh, true. Yeah, that makes it easier.
And then I also have, I think I have a while loop. All of my if statements are in a while loop too, which I don't think you have. So you don't have a while loop. I think you have the repeat until. So
Yeah.
use that. Yeah. And so all of those if statements are going to go into your repeat until block.
Yeah, repeat until what?
What was it? We wanted to repeat until our check
Actually,
value equals.
Shouldn't it just repeat this 4 times because there are 4 little cubies?
Yeah, so that's a good point you brought. Yeah. But we also have another repeat until block in there. But yeah, first get out the repeat block and you're going to repeat it the same amount of times as the amount of objects that you have. So take out the objects variable.
I don't really need, I didn't do any of that. I just made it quick and no frills, sort of.
Okay, so I forgot you. So you kind of remade this. Okay, so
Yeah,
if you just
I made it a
repeat
lot
4 times-
simpler without the object count system and anything.
Okay, cool. So now, yeah, you still want the oh. So yeah, now you don't even need the repeat until block. No, you still do. Sorry, you still need the repeat until block because it still has to pick, not pick, but it still has to detect which color. So you still need the repeat until block.
But it'll just repeat the color detection unit 4 times.
So yeah, so what this is doing, if you don't put the repeat until, it's just going to go through all of these really fast. And if you put your motor stuff after this, it's just going to, after it goes through this really fast, it's just not going to work.
Oh, it'll just
Really
go
describe
through
it,
that really
but
fast. Oops.
you're going to have to separate your if statements and your motor statements because you don't want it to just run all together.
Oh, sorry. Wait, what? Yark. This is complicated. True.
And if you guys that are still on the call, if you guys want to leave, you can. We're pretty much done. I think I've showed you all of the program. I'll put it in MakeCode, or not MakeCode, Google Classroom. But if you guys want to leave, you can.
All right, bye, Coach Aid.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Bye. See you guys
next week.
Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye.
See you next week.
Thank you.
When was your last class?
Like,
Oh, I
Bye,
mean,
Coach
Logan, you can
Aid.
still show your stuff. Oh, he left. Okay.
Hey, Coach Aid, Sid, I think this is the end of Sid's 10 classes this end. So I don't think he's doing the next one just for right now. I think he's just taking a break with the start of school and we're doing a vacation and stuff.
Okay.
So just super
Well, it was
appreciate.
awesome working. Yeah, it was awesome working
Yeah,
with you
really
guys.
appreciate the time with you. Thank you so much. And
Yep.
yeah, looking forward to more. I'm sure
No
he'll
problem.
do more.
Hope I see you in the future, maybe at Shiva.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Bye.
All right, see you guys. Bye.
Bye.